So today we're going to dig into a system that's been making a ton of noise online. It's called Affiliate Mentor, and it's built around this promise of AI-driven income for a super low entry fee. We're going to break down exactly what it is and how it claims to work based on what its promoters and reviewers are saying. Okay, let's just cut right to the chase. This is the single biggest claim, the one that's got everyone talking. The idea that a one-time $25 could potentially snowball into $500 a day, all on autopilot with AI. I mean, that's a seriously bold statement. So let's unpack it.
Yeah, that sounds pretty incredible, right? But it begs the big question, the one we're here to figure out. How? How is this actually supposed to work? What are the gears turning behind the scenes to make that promise a reality? That's what we're going to investigate.
All right, first up, let's look at the core of what's being offered here. We're calling this section the $25 AI promise. So according to the people promoting it, here's the deal. They say this is a fully automated affiliate income system. It's all built on AI and these things called smart funnels. The AI is supposed to handle all the tedious stuff, like email follow-ups and something they call matrix recycling. And here's the kicker, the part that really grabs people. It claims you don't need any experience and you don't even have to personally recruit anyone to start earning. And the price of admission to get all this started? A one-time Spark activation fee of just $25. You can see why this is such a huge draw. Reviewers all point to this low cost as making it feel like a really low-risk thing to try out. And, this quote from a promoter, Sandra Watts-Brown, just perfectly illustrates that whole no recruiting claim. She tells this story about her son making his first $50 in about 10 days without even knowing he was in the business. She says it was all the AI and these things called spillovers doing the work.
So you keep hearing that word, matrix and spillovers. What in the world is that? Let's pop the hood on this thing and see what the engine is that's actually supposed to generate the money.
Okay, let's break it down. In the simplest terms, a 2x2 matrix is like a little game board with 6 empty slots right underneath you. The whole goal is just to fill those 6 slots. Once they're all filled up, boom, you cycle out, and that's when you earn a commission. Then you get a fresh, empty board, and the whole process just starts all over again. So the million-dollar question is, how do you fill those 6 spots? Well, this is where that whole automation promise really kicks in. It's not all on you. Sure, you can fill them with your own personal referrals, but spots can also get filled by spillovers from your team working above you, spill-unders from people below you, re-entries from people who've already completed their own cycles, and finally, the AI auto-recruiter. That whole mix is why they say you don't have to be a recruiting machine yourself. All right, so we know it starts at $25, but that's not the whole story. To really get it, you've got to understand the different membership tiers. Let's look at Spark, Core, and VIP.
Okay, so there are basically 3 levels. You start with Spark for that one-time $25, and when you cycle, it pays out $50. The next level up is Core, which is a subscription that focuses on building an email list for residual income. And then you have the top tier, VIP. That's a yearly subscription, and it's the one that boosts your payout all the way up to $500 every time you cycle.
And here is the big incentive to upgrade. This is the real hook. As one promo video explains it, your VIP matrix gets filled by the exact same 6 people that fill your Spark matrix. But instead of getting a $50 payout, you get a $500 payout. It's literally pitched as 10 times the money for the exact same automated effort.
Okay, so that's the sales pitch. But what are people who are actually using the system saying? Let's take a look at the good and the bad, the pros and cons that reviewers are talking about.
On the plus side, reviewers definitely give a thumbs up to a few things. That low entry cost is a huge one. They say the teamwork and spillover effect is real and can definitely help. The built-in automation for follow-ups is a plus, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. But on the flip side, they're also super clear that you still need to take action to see results. It's not magic. The matrix idea can be a little confusing when you first start, and to really make the big bucks, those optional upsells are pretty much essential. But let's be real, it all comes down to this, right? Are people actually making money? Let's look at some of the specific earnings being reported out there. Okay, so we've got some actual numbers here from the sources. Reviewer Jason Carter said he made $160 in his first 2 weeks, and that was just at the basic $25 level. We already heard about the promoter's son making $50 with zero effort. Others are talking about getting a surprise $60 bonus on top of their first $50 commission. And people share screenshots of leaderboards showing top earners pulling in hundreds, even thousands a week. One user even reportedly hit nearly $40,000 in just a few months. But, and this is a huge but, right after you see those exciting numbers, you see this. Almost every single review and promotion includes a very strong disclaimer. This one's pretty typical. There is absolutely no guarantee of income, ever, and results are never guaranteed in any business. And this really drives that point home. The message, even from people who seem really happy with the system, is crystal clear. This is not some magical, no-work, instant money machine. They all say you still need to promote your link, you need to take action, and you need to be consistent to get that automation to really start working for you. And that really leaves us with the central question you have to ask yourself. This system has this really intriguing mix of AI automation and teamwork, but the trade-off seems pretty clear. Is that AI and that spillover powerful enough to truly outweigh the need for you to be actively promoting and to strategically upgrade? That's the key question to think about here. Thanks for tuning in.